Before we start today's video, guys, I just want to say that this is probably the worst shit that I have covered on this channel so far. I hated every single bit of the writing process to do with this, because I didn't want to cover it, but people have been asking about it. So, to stop people looking for this particular thing, hurting themselves by watching it, I thought I'm going to have to do something and talk about it. So today, unfortunately, against my best wishes, we're going to talk about Animal's Nightmare. And bear in mind that this isn't the forum. The forum is no longer available as far as I'm aware. This is the mixtape that was made and circled around the whole Mondo mixtapes thing. You get the idea. It basically made its rounds. People got curious about it, and it's recently seemed to have cropped back up for some reason. I've thought long and hard about covering this one. I didn't know how to cover it, and I was actually very conflicted in covering this disgusting mixtape, if you can even call it that. It's something that's been going through the back of my mind for a while. It's a piece of content that is so horrible to watch that I won't even be covering this thing clip by clip. I can't bring myself to watch this whole thing, and I feel like anybody who can watch this whole thing needs a bit of a talking to be honest. So if you've come here expecting a full breakdown of this thing, then unfortunately you won't be hearing that from me. Yes, you will be getting details about certain things within it, and I'll just be giving you guys just a little bit of insight as to what this thing does include. The abuse of dogs, cats and pets is a very hard subject for me to talk about. The thought of somebody hurting, torturing or even killing an animal is a very hard thing and horrible thing to have to think about. And you do hear a lot of things in the news about people killing and torturing innocent animals. Now, I know we've talked about things of this nature before, and we won't be going into any finer details or pointing out any clips in particular unless we really need to. What I basically did with this whole thing was I just gave it a very, very quick flick through. The general idea of this whole thing was literally just animal abuse, animal sadism, things of that nature, hence the name Animal's Nightmare. Now I'm basically just going by memory here about the things that were within this mixtape, and I know full well, obviously when you open the file it plays straight away. There was a video of a dog with its face extremely split open, as if it looked like it had been attacked with a machete or a knife. And I don't remember there being music throughout this thing, meaning that the only thing that was available for you for like 40-50 minutes, however long this thing was just the loud moans, screams and basically the sound of animals in pain. All that just for the best part of 40 to 50 minutes. Now I do remember there being two main clips in there which we've discussed before, both of these clips being YLYM/Dark Forest and Old Number 7, which are both horrific zoo sadism videos. Both of these videos basically include the horrific torturing and killing of one dog Old number 7 basically been focused around, I think it's a black Labrador, who basically gets its legs tied up and its mouth to stop it from basically whining, barking and screaming, as well as things like having its testicles cut off and shoved inside its own anus, along with the arms and legs being tied up to prevent it from moving. And again, YLYM, it's not any better. It's basically, again, the sadistic torturing of a dog out in the middle of a forest. And the same sort of stuff happens. For example, its eyes are stapled shut, its limbs are broken, and then when it is eventually killed, it's hung from a tree, I believe. And this is all basically after whoever's recording this video has slit the dog open, and they actually put it down onto some kind of a wooden stake as well, where it's basically left to die if it wasn't dead already. And then I do believe the person recording it proceeds to take pictures with the dog as well. And you also get things that we've seen in other mixtapes, such as MD Pope. For example, clips of kittens and puppies that are set on fire and left to go up in flames and left to die. And there's also a few crush fetish videos, I believe, in which these are actually done with adult cats instead of just kittens and puppies, which obviously again doesn't make it any easier to watch. And a lot of the crush videos in things like MD Pope mainly focused around, hamsters, gerbils, rabbits, all that kind of stuff. And once again, not that that's any easier to watch, it's still a horrific act that people, for some reason, managed to get off to. And there was also a clip that I believe I saw in a Discord server quite a while ago. The video basically looks like what is essentially a skinned dog. It looks like some kind of greyhound or something like that, except you don't see, fortunately, the skinning process. Now there's a blonde woman in black high heels, and it looks like the video is filmed underneath some kind of bridge, like maybe a highway bridge or something of the sort. And she's basically messing with this dog, kicking it, standing on it, kicking it around, all that kind of stuff. And the dog's already in great pain because it's already been skinned and burnt, or burnt rather. And what this woman does, she's basically got this large knife, and while the dog's still alive, she starts to cut off each and every limb one by one. And while she's doing this, the dog is still fully aware of what's going on. It's thrashing around and it's screaming, and it's trying to bite the woman as well, but it's apparent that the dog actually has no teeth as it's biting her, but it's not drawing any blood or anything like that. I remember this video very clearly, and it's a very hard one to forget. But all in all, guys, fuck this mixtape. I had heard of this before a long time ago, and I am aware that the name of this also adds up to some kind of zoo sadism forum that used to exist on the internet somewhere, be it the deep web or the dark web. I don't know if it was on the clear web, or I don't know if it was on the dark or the deep web. And I do believe that things like YLYM and old number 7 both derived from this website, and it does seem like some of the clips included in this complete fucking mess may have come from this horrible website or forum. And I know the YouTuber named Badhouse actually covered this before disappearing from YouTube altogether. So I won't go into too much detail about the forum itself. I'll actually leave a link in the description to Badhouse's video on Animal Nightmare, the forum. There's also talk of a couple more videos that I don't actually wish to see, I'm fully unaware if they were in this mixtape. I don't think they were, which go by the name of Gushy and Koki, which are what people in this forum referred to as classics. And obviously it does seem like this mixtape basically derived from that forum and was inspired by that forum, you know. Same name, same type of horrible content. You get the idea. I am aware of who made this mixtape. I have no respect for the person who made this mixtape, and that's all that I really need to say about Animal's Nightmare. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.